Okay guys, always keep it real with you. I made a bit of a boo-boo, so I ended up having to put the stuff now into my nice little pink mixing bowl or anything. So these, I would definitely say, are as good as fuck, as Chris Jones would say. The GAF, good as fuck. Definitely worth having.
Don't you wanna learn to deal with fear? Don't you wanna take the wheel and steer? Don't you wait another minute here? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Well then my friends, another day off for me, it's rolled around again, so another week's over with. For one of these I've decided to make or attempt another recipe at cookies, because the last one, even though they turned out okay, they were not bad. I'm still eating them and enjoying them. I found another recipe that I wanted to try, which involves a bit of vanilla, some honey, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, some dark chocolate chips, which is about 30 grams in there. I've got 50 grams of porridge oats, and I've got 2 scoops, and this one is the peanut butter, the chocolate peanut butter flavour from My Protein, and also an ingredient that is not usually thingied. This is chickpeas, drained and rinsed chickpeas. I got this recipe online and I'm going to try it now, so we're going to blend up some of this stuff together now. So chickpeas in there first off. Chickpeas in. I'll give this a quick blend. I'm not going to film all of it for you because it's just going to be too long. It's going to bore you. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to blend them first, and then I'll come back once I've done that and show you adding some of the other ingredients. So just bear with me guys, and I'll be back in a moment. And so there we go, that's the chickpeas blended. I've actually had to add a bit of water to it as well to get it to blend properly. I don't know if it's my blender wasn't powerful enough or what, whether it's just that it's that dry of an ingredient, but I've actually added a bit of water to it to make it so that it blended up nice and smoothly. Now what we're going to do is just add some of the other ingredients. So first thing I'm going to do is add a cupful of vanilla extract. That's basically like having a teaspoon, which is what that's called. So I just used the cap because it's a bit easier, a bit quicker. Then need 3 tablespoons of honey, which I think this is going to be a bit awkward with it not being melted honey. Maybe I should have melted this. Just like I say, it's a learning process for me as well. I've never done this before, so we'll add 3 tablespoons of the honey. All this I will put into my MyFitnessPal shortly once I've done it, and see what the macros end up coming out like, because the other macros to me end up being a bit too heavy handed for what I prefer at the time. I need to have 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, you'll see I'm using the crunchy. And for any reason, if you've got smooth, you can use smooth. I'll just put that spoon down a second, and I'm going to blend this again now before I put anything else to it and see what it goes like. So yes, that's that stuff blended in with it. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to add the 50 grams of oatmeal. See, I might end up having to add more, it all depends. And I've got 2, you know, the recipe only called for 1, but I'm going to add 2 because I want a lot more protein in my stuff than what it's got of fats and everything. So I'm going to add the 2 scoops. Just spill a bit on the floor. There we go. So there's the 2 scoops going in. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to blend that together and come back to you once I've blended that stuff together. See. Okay guys, always keep it real with you. I made a bit of a boo-boo, so I ended up having to put the stuff now into my nice little pink mixing bowl. If you can, try not to add any water at all. See if you can get the chickpeas just to mix without the water, because when I've added the other wet ingredients to it, or what was sort of dryish ingredients, it's made it sort of a hell of a lot more wetter, and it just hasn't needed. Also, what I've had to do, I've had to put it all into this mixing bowl, and I've actually had to add a lot more in the way of porridge oats. I've also had to add in a couple of scoops extra of protein powder stock in it to thicken up. So what we'll have now is basically what works out to be 4 scoops of protein powder, which I'll just write this down so that I know I can get it right on my Fitness Pal, and it's about 300 grams now I've got in here of the porridge oats to try and get it to sort of thicken up. See, and it's now sort of nicely, probably getting to about the right consistency to be able to bake them. So we're going to add in now the chocolate chips, which is 30 grams, which is now going to be really nowhere near probably what it could do within there, but what the hell, you know, I'm going to try and keep the fats down where I can, but obviously you still got to have a nice bit of taste to them. So we'll add these in, mix them around. It's still probably going to be a little bit too wet, the ingredients, but I'm just going to have to work with it as it is, because I don't want to add too much more to it to try and dry up. But like I say, if you can, don't add any water. See if you can get away with the chickpeas without any water at all, and add the other ingredients in there and get it. Because if not, you're going to have to end up doing the same thing I've done, which is add either protein powder or oats to dry it out. I've added both to get mine to sort of dry out enough. And it's now a bit better. I'm going to add a little bit more oats, I think, just to see if I can dry it off fully. So I'll add like a little tiny bit more, just to see if we can dry it out just that little bit more. I've now already got my oven on as well. I'm preheating the oven at 160 degrees to cook these up. And as you can see, just using a spoon, just getting in there. I'm not going to bother you with this, stirring this around here. I'll switch this off again and put it back on it when I've got it all done. There we go, guys. It's still a bit sticky, but it's sort of better than what it was. What I've also done is, for mine, is I've added a few sultanas in there as well, because obviously I love the taste of like sultanas and what have you. So I've added a few of them into there as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet my hands just to make a video so that stuff doesn't. I'm making them so they don't stick to your hands quite as much and make the right mess of your hands. And these just roll them up into a little bit of a ball and stick them on. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll move this behind the camera so maybe you can see what I'm doing with these. And you see, so I've turned it into a ball. What I do is just use the spoon, pick a bit out on the spoon, and then get it all into your hands. Try and thing it into a bit of a ball. Again, like you see, I'm trying not to get it to stick to my hands, but keep my hands a bit wetter if I can. And then placing them on there, and wet my hands. Just sort of flatten them out a little bit. And so they're still fairly thick. There we go, guys, that's the first batch out. Still got a batch in there, and I've still got another thing in here to make the next batch with again. But that's what they're looking like so far. You know, they look really nice. They're very sort of hot at the minute because I've just taken them out of the oven. But they look like cookies. They smell really nice. You know, so they've got a really lovely smell. I'm just going to now make the next batch up and put the next batch in the oven and get the last batch that I made before out of the oven. So I'll be back with you again soon. There we go, friends, there we are, all of them done. And it's basically made 29 of them. So just bear with me 2 seconds because I'll need to check something. And there we go. I put all the ingredients in. So my chickpea protein cookies coming in at 11 carbs, 2.3 fat and 4.8 protein per one. So I'm about to try one of them now for you. I'll show you, but there you go, that's what they come in at. And here's the one I've decided to pick nice sort of one. So obviously they're going to change slightly from what's down there, because obviously they're different sizes, different thicknesses and what have you, but that's going to give you a rough idea of what you're going to get from them. So there we go. Just tilt this up. There we go. So there we go. I've got to say they are much better than the last one. The flavour's a lot better. Obviously I used a different flavouring in them for this one, but it's definitely a lot more like cookies. Using the chocolate peanut butter flavour, protein powder, it's really worked well. These aren't going to be as good as cookies. You know, you're getting proper thing cookies, but for something you make yourself to try and cut back on price wise, yeah, these are pretty damn good. Hell of a lot better than the last ones I made. Really nice. Obviously the chickpea thing in it, obviously you can't taste them at all. There's no taste of the chickpeas or anything. So these, I would definitely say, are as good as fuck, as Chris Jones would say. The GAF, good as fuck. Definitely worth having. And I'll definitely be eating them. I'll probably take them, with there being 29 and I would never get to 29 before the den had probably gone off, so I'll probably take a few up to the gym and see if any of the guys at the gym want to try any of them. But I'll keep enough back to last us probably just over a week maybe, and have one every day for me a little bit, because they are definitely really good. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time watching these things. If you give it a thumbs up, get out there, things in it. As you can tell, I've always kept it real with you. You know, I made a fuck up when I first started making them, and I had to add a lot more ingredients, which ends up basically just doing that. Yeah, making a hell of a lot more of them than what there was to start with. So it's not that bad, and that means obviously other people will get to try them. So here's a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf.